Hello. Hi. How's it going? I hope you're well. Hope you're doing the best of the best. I'm gonna give a little message here to make sure my chat's working. Hello, peeps. Is my chat? Yeah, my chat's working. It's good. So I have been trying to get everything moved over to OBS, and I've been looking at a bot, and so that we can do like moderation and whatnot. So yeah, hopefully next Thursday I've got tea. Sorry, you can hear my tea. I'm so sorry to everyone that just annoyed. And water. Water too. Anyways, so hopefully next Thursday we'll have a better setup and like moderation and whatnot. Because that'd be good. That'd be a nice thing for us. So let's start playing. Load game. I can't remember what happened last time. All I know is that everything's dramatic at the moment. We're just going to go with this because I don't know what to do. Do, 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 do. Do, do. Do, 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 do. Okay, that's not too bad. Sarah, Lavinia tells me that you have left the window in her room quite open all day long. Did I? I don't think that I did. I don't think that she did either. Lavinia's a bit rude. But it doesn't matter. I'm sorry, Miss Minchin. It was an accident. Have you not thought for the weather? If it begins to rain, many of her belongings could be damaged, you stupid girl. Miss Minchin is so mean. She is so mean. You don't know what... You don't know that you are saying these things to a princess. And that if I chose, I could wave my hand and order your execution. Sarah is so positive. Yes, I'm sorry. I had better go and check that all the weather windows are closed properly. Yes. I only spare you because I am a princess, and you are poor, stupid, unkind, vulgar old thing. And you don't know any better. Yes. That's savage. She deserved it. Please excuse me, cook. A princess must be polite. Sarah bobbed gently and walked out of the room. That girl! To smile as if she hadn't even been scolded. The audacity. Sometimes I cannot tell whether she hears me at all. It's as if she were living in another world. Because she has an imagination. She's got airs and graces. Then if she... Excuse me, phone. Excuse me. Then if she came from Buckingham Palace, that young one, she drops them about the kitchen as if they were nothing. It is not a natural way for a child who has lost her only parent to behave. I mean, like, No, but she can't be sad forever. Like, don't be a jerk. She is a clever girl, and that is why she is useful. But it may also turn her sly. I won't have her plotting mischief. Keep her busy. If she is tired enough, she will have no time to put to ill purposes. Pretty sure that's just capitalism. Tea. How is everyone today? I hope everyone is doing well. G'day, Becky. We love Becky. That Saturday afternoon, Sarah was assisting little Lottie with her schoolwork revisions. You must say your times tables over and over again every day, Lottie. It's very important. I did that and I could not remember my times tables. Like, I'm sorry, it doesn't work for everyone. I did that and it just didn't work. I couldn't remember them. But they're boring. They are boring. You must memorize them until you know them so the blah 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 blah. I can say words so well that you don't even have to think about the answers. I hate maths. They should always seem obvious, as if they were already written in front of you. You will need that in order to do more maths later. I'm glad we have calculators now. Hi, Flower. Hi. How are you? I still remember mine. We used to sing songs for them. I remember the one that I learnt a song to, which was my 6 times tables. But I have to say the song over in my head, otherwise I can't remember it. But I don't remember any of the others. I mean, like, except for, you know, like 2 times tables and 10 times tables, because they're easy. They're easy. I hope you're doing well. How are you? I don't want to do more maths, Sarah, Mama. Yeah, me neither. Me neither, Lottie. 166. 6 is a 12. Yes. Well, you don't want maths to be your mystical weakness, do you? Then my mystical weakness. 3 6 are 18, 4 6 are 24, 5 6 are 30, 6 6 are 36, 7 6 are 42, and 8 6 are 48. Etc. etc. I like that we're just here doing our 6 times tables. Good times. Imagine if somebody asks you, what is 3 times 12? And you're so confused that your brain seizes. That's my brain, though. I feel called out. I feel called out right now. Yeah. We get some times tables. And you're frozen in place and you miss supper because you can't find the answer. That's taking up memory space. It is. It really, really is. So rude. At least, you know, it's a catchy tune. I would listen to that. I would listen to that as just a random song. 3 times 12. I don't have to memorize 3 times 12, do I? Miss Minchin didn't say anything about 12. Legitimate concerns. Not yet. Now let me hear what you have been practicing. Lottie furrowed her brow and pursed her lips, but it seemed there was no escaping it. 3 times 1 is 3. 3 times 2 is 6. 3 times 3 is 9. As Sarah coached Lottie through the simple mathematics drill, Becky came into the room on her cleaning rounds. Hi, Becky! Hi, Becky. We love you, Becky. She paused for a moment, listening to that shrill, childish voice reciting number after number, a look of confusion on her face. I really ought to give Becky help with maths too. If only we had more free time.
33. There. Now we can do something else. You never tell me stories anymore, Sarah Mama.
I'm sorry, I'm only allowed to tell you about things that you are learning in your classes. Lottie's cheeks puffed out in disapproval. Before she could even begin to wail and fuss, Sarah redirected the conversations. History is a kind of story. Have you been paying attention to your histories? What can you tell me about Henry... What's a V11 again? Henry the 7th? Is V117? 14? No, wait, that's an X. I think it's 7. I think V11 is 7. I'm outing myself. The 8th? Maybe? I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure that a V is 5. And then these would be 1 and 1. So I think it's 7, but I'm not sure. Lottie gulped down, thrown off her blah 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 blah, thrown off of her sulk.
He became king when he was a baby, and then got locked in a tower?
Oh, that's cute.
Weren't that Henry the 6th? Weren't that Henry the 6th?
She clapped her hands over her mouth in dismay at interrupting. Don't be shy, Becky. Come and sit with us. You are studying too.
Yeah, Becky. She is?
Everyone needs to know history. History is an important thing to know. I feel like it's more important than like maths. I mean, like maths is important too, but history teaches us important lessons for our lives. How to be decent people. How to not repeat mistakes and whatnot. Come on, Becky, let's see what you can remember. Tell us about Henry the 7th. I'm going to say it's 7th. It's 7th now, I've decided.
Well, it were all part of the War of Roses, I think. Both of them were, but the 6th started it, and the 7th ended it.
Oh, I was right! I was right! Woo! Not sure who was in between, except it weren't Henry. That's right. Henry the 7th won his crown by winning the war. Why was it called the War of Roses? Lottie's turn. There should have been a space there.
They wore red and white roses to show which side they were on.
Is that true? Probably. It sounds true. They sat together on the long classroom. The classroom is spelt wrong there. There's a typo. I found a typo. They sat together on the long classroom benches, their heads occasionally bowing, close to murmur some of the more interesting tidbits of ancient gossip and giggle, as schoolchildren often do. It might have been this sight that provoked Lavinia when she entered the room. Hi, Lavinia. Don't be a jerk.
What is going on here? Oh. You filthy things, hovering over a young lady like Lottie. You'll give her diseases.
That's rude. See, look. What did I say? I said, don't be rude, and then she was rude.
Ew!
Poor Lottie. She's been told lies. Hush. There is nothing wrong.
Why are you sitting down? Are you shirking? Miss Minchin wouldn't like to hear that. I'm sorry, miss.
Don't move. Sarah's a tough cookie. She a tough cookie. She can tell Lavinia what's what. Yeah. Tea. She stood up, folded her arms, and glared at Lavinia in her best impression of a stern teacher. We are having weekend classes. Helping students with their schoolwork is one of my responsibilities, Miss Herbert. Ooh, this sass. I love it. Miss Minchin wouldn't like to hear that you were interfering. Oh, if they're helping students, then what is that creature doing here? Lavinia's mean. Don't be like Lavinia. Be like Sarah. Becky is just as much a student as any of the rest of us. She's helping me remember my kings. Yeah. Helping, is she? Helping you right into horrible habits and dropped H's, I expect. Ooh, now she's making fun of her accent. Ooh. Oof. She turned her glare back full force onto Becky. Get up and get away from that young lady right this instant. Yes, miss. Becky, don't. I have to go, miss. I'm sorry. She hurried out of the room, not looking back. Oh, now I'm sad. Boo. That's better. At least the air in here won't smell quite so much. Ugh, you're so mean. Why is she so mean? You must always be on your guard around people like that, Lottie. Check your pockets carefully. That one's a thief. She might have stolen your pennies. I hate Lavinia. I hate Lavinia so much. You're so mean. I'm dying inside. Lottie's eyes went wide and she patted her skirt nervously. Becky is not a thief. Yeah. Becky is not a thief. Don't be mean to Becky. Becky is precious. We protect her. Only protect. Tea. Num 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 num. Breeding will tell. The dregs of society stay that way for a reason. No. No. No, that's not how it works. That's not how it works, you silly goose. You ought to know. You ought to know. You are the only drag I see here. At least Becky is trying to learn and improve herself. She called her a drag. We shall see. Lifting her nose, she flounced out of the room. Flounce, 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 all the fancy. I love this game. One afternoon there came a familiar tapping at Sarah's door. She knew by the sound that it was Becky. That's cool. But Becky was too excited to wait for a response and burst into the room only moments after knocking. Hi, Becky! Hi, Becky! We love you, Becky. Can we see it from your window? See what? There's a van of horses and men with furniture. Ooh, cool. Oh, I get to be the heartburn. It's okay. Do you mean the house next door?
Together they scrambled up onto Sarah's thin mattress and craned their heads to see the road outside. Sarah could just make out men in shirt sleeves carrying heavy packages and furniture, though she could not see the entrance that they walked through. Still, there was only one house she knew to be vacant so close. It's taken! It's really taken! Oh, I do hope a nice head will look out the attic window. Yeah! Yee! Hello, people. I hope everyone's doing well. Wish we could go down and see up close, but Cook would have our backs for idling. Yeah, Cook's a meanie. Oh, Becky, look, look! Glimpsed for a moment were items that made Sarah's heart give a quick beat of recognition. There was a beautiful table of elaborately wrought teak wood, and some chairs and a screen covered with rich oriental embroidery. They looked so much like the things I used to see when I lived in India with my papa. Do you remember my carved teak wood desk, Becky? Miss Minchin took it away to be sold, because Miss Minchin's a jerk. Don't know that's what's teak wood, miss, but I know you had a pretty desk. Sometimes it's hard to remember from here what it was like in India. It is like a dream slipping through my fingers. Look now, there are patterned rugs. I thought I might never see such things again. Miss, an idol! The workers now had a Buddha in a splendid shrine. Ooh, cool. Someone in the family must have been in India. They have got used to Indian things and like having them around. Indian things are pretty. Is Buddha from India? I'm pretty sure. Oh, you know what? India's in the east. It's in East Asia. No, it's in Asia. It's in. I'm gonna look it up. Because I do that. That's what we do when we don't know things. Ecosia. We like to learn here. Where in Asia is India? I know it's in Asia. It's in South Asia. Okay, so India is in South Asia. And let's look at, does India have Buddha? Can't remember if I spelled that right. I have. History of Buddhism in India. Oh, there is Buddhism in India. Cool. Oh, and this one says the demise of Buddhism in India. Oh no. It looks like there's lots of things to learn. Lots of things. Oh, we learned some new things. That's nice. We like learning new things. Tea. Num 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 num. I am glad. I shall feel as if there were new friends, even if I head never looks out of the attic. Yeah. Becky's mind was still caught by the sight of the Buddha. Buddha's cool. And even living next door, kneeling down and praying to golden stone. Reckon somebody ought to send him a tract. You can get a tract for a penny. What's a tract? Oh, I'm gonna look up more things. I should just leave the thing up. The thingo. Tract. Tract meaning. Tract. An extended area as of land.
Anatomy. I don't think she means it by anatomy. Pamphlet or leaflet? Maybe that. An expanse of land or water. Specified or limited area of land. I don't think it's that. A stretch of time lapse. A leaflet. I think it's a leaflet or pamphlet containing a declaration or appeal, especially one put out by a religious or political group. That sounds like it's probably what it is. I think that's what they mean. I did not know that tract meant like a pamphlet or a leaflet. That's fascinating. Sarah laughed a little. I don't believe they worship that idol. Some people like to keep them to look at because they are interesting. My papa had a beautiful one, and he did not worship it. More romantic if it's Evans, don't you think, miss? I never lived next door to no Ethans. I can't tell what she's trying to say. I should like to see what sort of ways they'd have. People aren't so different, really, when you look at them closely enough. Yes. I mean, we got our differences and we got our samenesses. I'm sure we'll find out more about our new neighbours soon. They're only just next door, after all. Yeah, new neighbours. We need. Yes, I think we'll do that. Okay, we'll do that. Let's see what we get. It could be worse. It could be worse. Sarah was in the classroom with her small pupils. Having finished giving them their lessons, she was now gathering the French exercise books together. As she did so, she thought, as she often did, about the various things that royal personages in disguise had found themselves forced to do. She's so cute. Alfred the Great, for example, had wandered England like a peasant to hide from the invading Danes, begging for food in exchange for chores. Once he had been promised cakes by a farm wife if he would watch the stove while she herded the cows. But he was distracted thinking about his problems, and the cakes burned, and the farm wife boxed his ears. Oh no. Oh no. We don't hit people across the ears. She had no idea that he was anything but a poor beggar. How frightened she must have been when she learned what she had done. Imagine that. Sarah saw Miss Minchin enter the room to check on the progress of the older students. She lowered her gaze and smiled to herself. Imagine if she should find out that I, Sarah, with my toes almost sticking out of my worn old shoes, am truly a princess. She did not realize how this expression might look to the older woman with a sly little smirk. You! All at once, Miss Minchin flew at Sarah, pinching her ear and giving it a shake. That's rude. That's rude. I'm just going to move this back a bit because my mic keeps making noises. It was so very like the way that Alfred's ears had been boxed that Sarah startled.
out of her dreams, could not help but give a little laugh. It was not planned, but simply burst out of her. "What are you laughing at, you bold, impudent child?" It took Sarah a few seconds to control herself sufficiently to remember that she was a princess. "I was thinking." "Beg my pardon at once?" Sarah hesitated a second before she replied. "I will beg your pardon for laughing if it was rude, but I won't beg your pardon for thinking." "What are you thinking? How dare you think?" "How dare you think, Sarah?" That's. Do you think she realizes how ridiculous she sounds? You can't stop people from thinking. That exclamation caused a wave of quiet titters amongst the older children. "Look at Sarah. She's not even frightened. She's about to say something queer, I'm sure of it." "I was thinking that you did not know what you were doing." "That I did not know what I was doing." "I was thinking about what would happen if I were a princess. What I should do to you." "And I was thinking that if I were one, you would never dare to do it, whatever I said or did. And I was thinking how surprised and frightened you would be if you suddenly found out that I really was a princess and could do anything I liked." Well, at least she's honest. She's an honest bean. Every pair of eyes in the room widened to its full limit. Lavinia leaned forward on her seat to look. "Did you just hear her?" Miss Minchin's hand flashed, and Sarah's cheek glowed red. Ah! She slapped her. She slapped her. What the fuck? Miss Minchin is rude. Dude. Don't hit children. Stop it. "Go to your room this instant. Leave the schoolroom. And you young ladies, attend your lessons." She's mean. Sarah made a little bow. "Excuse me for laughing if it was impolite." I'm surprised she didn't cry. Actually, no, I'm not. Sarah hardly cries. Miss Minchin's a jerk. And she walked out of the room, leaving Miss Minchin struggling for words. "Did you see that? How very odd she looked. Her eyes were glinting like a wild beast. I shouldn't be at all surprised if she did turn out to be something. Suppose she should." Can we? Yes, we can do the event. We have enough. Yes. Victory. Do. Sarah sat on her little bed, rubbing her hands together to try and make her fingers warm. Aw. It wouldn't be so bad if I had a nice pot of tea or cocoa. Ooh, tea. Speaking of tea. Yum yum yum. Tea. To make me warm from the inside. Or if there were a fire in the grate. Or if I had a fur robe and a thick blanket. If I had anything at all. In the lengthening dark, the empty spaces of the attic pressed mercilessly around Sarah. There are no monsters in the dark. Even little Lottie knows that there aren't. I'm perfectly safe. Yes. I only wish. And then, as if in answer to her thoughts, a hollow knocking echoed through the walls. "Becky! Becky! We love Becky." She hurried to the wall to signal her companion that it was all right to enter. Moments later, Becky hurried into Sarah's room, a blanket wrapped around herself. It's starting to get chilly up here, miss. Come and sit on the bed with me, and we can cuddle together. Aww. Yes, we love cuddles. Cuddles are cute. With two little girls wrapped up under two blankets, even thin ones, the attic soon felt much more cozy. Aww. I was just thinking that it would be nice in here if I had anything at all to help me keep me warm. And now I do. It's too bad these beds are so narrow. Or we could sleep here together. When I was little, miss, we had to share in beds like these. But I guess I'm not so little anymore. We can both fit snug and nice while we're awake. But if we sleep like this, I think one of us would fall off. Do you think it would work if we got both beds and put them next to each other? I mean, it would, but how would you get the other bed in there? That would be a bit difficult. I don't know, miss. Them bedsteads are heavy, and I don't know if they would hold up being moved, and Miss Minchin might not like it. That's true. That's true. She'll probably hit you again because she's a jerk. And you like having your own room. You said so. Yes, miss. But you're right, when full winter comes, we might want to. We could put just the mattresses on the floor together. They're easier to move than the bed frames. That's very true, but there are also rats on the floor. Oh, but then then the rats would come up onto the bed. Becky shuddered. Sorry, miss, but even if they made us warmer, I don't want a blanket of rats. They just want to be friends. Be friends with the ratties. Neither do I. Becky leaned her forlorn little head against Sarah's shoulder and let out a slow, soft sigh. I'm sorry, miss. Whatever for? I came in to... Oh my gosh. What is going on with my sound? Is that better? I came in to warm up and I'm not very good company, and air scraped harshly through her nose as she breathed. And I feel like I'll never amount to nothing. Miss Lavinia was right. I don't belong around proper ladies. It's not true. It's not true. Lavinia's a jerk. We don't listen to Lavinia. She's mean. Lavinia says mean things. Oh my goodness. Hopefully you guys didn't just hear me burp. Lottie is not a proper lady. She's just a little girl. So are you. So am I. And Lavinia is a beast. I mean, it's one way to put it. See, she's a young lady. She's important to people. I'm not. I'm not worth any more than a handful of half shillings. That's not true. You mean everything to me because you're adorable and you deserve the head pats. Head pats. Yes, you are. Of course you are. Yeah. You tell her. It's all just accidents. Tomorrow morning, Lavinia's family could disappear. And she could end up just like me. There's no way to know. Perhaps one Sunday, Miss Minchin will be at church and suddenly her heart will fill with warmth. And she will come back to the seminary and want to be kind to everyone. I don't think that's going to happen. That'd need a miracle, miss. Miracles happen. They happen all the time. They have to. Like on the road to Damascus. You remember that story, don't you? From your Bible classes? I don't know that story. Becky nodded. It could happen. She could decide to make you a charity student with your own bedroom downstairs with the other girls and nice dresses and let you go to classes. Don't laugh, it could. Who would believe me? One of them girls downstairs. Even if she stays the same as ever, you don't have to be a scullery maid forever. Yes, I believe that one. That one is good. You could be a parlour maid someday, or a cook. Wouldn't you like to be cook in a nice warm kitchen? I bet cook never goes hungry. Probably not. I mean, like, maybe then again. And like, she could sneak food, but I suppose it depends on your boss. Because if they catch you, some bosses might not be nice, like Miss mentioned. She's mean. I keep talking about how mean the characters are. It's because they are. They're mean characters, okay? Tea. That was a weird noise. You see, it could get better. Everything changes. My position certainly did. Sarah suddenly felt her fingers squeezed together by Becky's rough grip. You're still a princess to me, miss. Always. The corners of Sarah's mouth twitched uncontrollably upwards. What would you do, Becky, if a miracle happened? If you could do anything, absolutely anything you wanted? If I had a wish from one of them lamps, you mean? Something like that, but without having to worry about the magic going wrong or a witch with a curse. And not about your whole life changing, just one thing. If you could do one thing, what would you want? Well, I always wanted to ride in one of them fancy carriages, like the royals have, blue as the sky and covered all over with gold and jewels and lamps all around, and a team of white horses to pull it. I can see words. Oh, that's lovely, just like Cinderella. The carriage would take you to the palace where you would dance with the prince. Miss, I don't know about that. Don't know how to dance. Don't want to. Just to see it all, that'd be enough for me, I'm sure. You will see it, and much more someday. I'm sure the magic will make it happen. New week. Do, do, do. It was Sarah, not Becky, who first caught sight of the man who had purchased the house next door. The day was wet with the unpleasant aftermath of the wrong amount of rain, enough to turn dirt to mud and trash to sludge. Ew. But not enough to wash the street stones clean. Sarah had to be careful to mind her steps, or else she might wind up falling into filth. As she picked her way back to the seminary, she saw a carriage pull up and stop before the newly occupied house. One at a time, the entourage unfurled. First a footman, then a gentleman whom Sarah thought she had seen around London before. Next a nurse in a uniform, and then two large manservants came around to assist their master, not the familiar gentleman, but a man with a haggard, distressed face and a skeletal body wrapped in furs. He looks like he's seen some shit. Poor dude. He was carried up the steps, and the other gentlemen followed behind him, looking anxious. Sara could not safely linger any longer to watch. The last thing she saw before heading back into Miss Minchin's seminary was the arrival of a doctor's carriage. Oh, he's sick. Oh, he's sick. I hope he gets better. Inside, Becky caught her to share the gossip. Gossip. Get some tea. The gentleman next door's yellow, miss. Oh, could he be? Oh. I don't think they meant for it to come off that way. Did they? Oh, I hope not. Oh my god. This game. Oh my god, this game. No, he's not Chinese. He's very ill. Jeez. It was a different time, I guess. I hope it ends better for him than it did for my papa. Me too. Oh, miss. Please, I would rather be alone right now. Yes, miss. But I would not rather be alone. I'd rather that my papa were here. And he's not though. But he's in your heart, okay? He's in your heart. That's what we're gonna say. He's in your heart, lovely. Or even if I went back in my old rooms and Mariette were there. She picked up Emily and ran her hand over the doll's hair. You are all I have left. Yeah, Becky. You got Becky. You got yourself. She set the doll back on a chair and perched her own thin form on the red footstool, gazing into Emily's glassy eyes. One of Sarah's supposings was that Emily might be a kind of good witch who could protect her. Oh, that's cute. Sometimes after she had stared at her until she was wrought up to the highest pitch of fancifulness, she would ask her questions and find herself almost believing that Emily might answer. But Emily never did, because she's a doll. Well, I don't answer people who speak to me very often either. I never answer when I can help it. When people are insulting you, there is nothing so good as not to say a word, just to look at them and think. Miss Minchin turns pale with rage when I do it, and the girls look frightened. When you will not fly into a passion, people know that you are stronger than they are, and they say stupid things they wish they hadn't said afterward. It's a good thing not to answer your enemies. Perhaps Emily is more like me than I am like myself. Perhaps she would rather not answer her friends either. She keeps it all in her heart. But though she tried to satisfy herself with these arguments, she did not find it easy. Big sad. Do we do one more or do we end it here? We've got 10 minutes left. I reckon we can get to the next thing. We'll get to the next thing. We need chill. What's this one got? Let's do this. We don't need those ones. Stop pointing at those ones. Thank you. That one's fine. Okay, I mean, like, that could be worse. That's not too bad. When Sarah stumbled up to the attic that night, her slim legs shook with exhaustion. She could not even reach the comfort of the red footstool before her knees gave out. It had been a terrible day. She had been sent out in the cold time and time again, no one choosing to remember that she was only a child, that she was not strong, and that her small body might be chilled and fragile. Cook's words had been vulgar and insolent. The girls had sneered amongst themselves at Sarah's shabbiness. "Oh, Emily." Some men laughed at me because my old shoes made me slip down in the mud. I'm covered with mud now, and they laughed. That's mean. That's mean of them. They shouldn't have done that. And because I could not find that last thing that the cook sent me for, they would not give me any supper. I feel bad for her. I'm so hungry. Can't you hear me, Emily? I'm hungry and I'm cold and I'm tired. Why won't you say something? Say anything. There is nobody but you to care for me. No one in all the world. She looked at the staring glass eyes and complacent face, and suddenly a sort of heartbroken rage seized her. She lifted her little savage hand and, with one sweep, knocked Emily off the chair. "You are nothing but a doll. Nothing but a doll. 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 You care for nothing. You were stuffed with sawdust. You never had a heart. Nothing could ever make you feel. You are a doll." Sarah hid her face in her arms and burst into a passion of sobbing. Sarah, who almost never cried. Emily lay on the floor with her legs doubled up over her head, but her face remained calm, even dignified. Sarah's sobs gradually quieted themselves. After a while, she raised her face and looked at Emily, who seemed from this angle to be gazing at her with a kind of glassy-eyed sympathy. "Oh, Emily, you can't help being a doll. Not any more than Ermengarde can help being plump, or Lavinia and Jessie can help not having any sense. We are not all made alike." I don't think she means that as an insult. Sarah picked up Emily and kissed her, then shook her clothes straight and put her back upon the chair. "Make sure you apologize to her. Perhaps you do your sawdust best." Sawdust best. "I must do my best as well." Okie dokie. We've only got 5 minutes left, so I think we're going to leave it there. We're going to save. Click. Overwrite. We'll go to the main menu. Yes, because we already saved. Oh, big stretches. It's been very quiet this stream, but that's okay. I had fun anyway. This game is always a bit of a roller coaster. I'm always a little bit surprised by some of the stuff that comes up in this game. This game is intense. They say some rude stuff. And it's based in such a different time that there's just a lot of shocking content. And I'm always a little bit shocked by it.
But we take it as learning lessons, right? We take it as ways to learn. So, like, don't be racist. Be a decent person. Don't hit children. Don't be boxing people across the ears. It's rude. It'd be rude and it's not okay. So don't be doing that. Don't do that shit. Don't do it. It ain't worth it. But yeah. How long have we got? Like 3 minutes? I don't know. I don't know if I can keep talking for 3 minutes. Talking is difficult. We can just end it a little bit early. We'll end it 3 minutes early. That's fine. It usually takes me like 3 minutes just to end a stream anyway and say goodbye. Thank you to the people who did show up, who did pop in. I hope they had a great time. I hope you guys had fun. If you're watching on YouTube, I hope you had a fantastic time and you enjoyed the game. I hope you had fun. Don't forget to subscribe and like if you would like to do so, because nobody ever likes my videos. But some people do, but not very often. And then I'm like, but why though? But why? Maybe they're just bad. Which is fine. Is fine. Yeah. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. I hope you have a wonderful night or a day or whatever it is you're having. And take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Be lovely. Don't be a jerk. Don't be racist. Just be nice. Be a hero and use kind words, because that's what heroes do. They use kind words. Kind words save lives. So let's do our best to do that. Yeah. Thanks for being here. I'm going to say goodbye now. Don't forget to drink water, because water is good for you. And water your plants. You know who you are. You haven't watered your plants. Me. I haven't watered my plants. I should go do that. Okie dokie. Bye.